talk to me about interest rates, inflation, and the BSP. We had that April inflation print, 4.9%. Hot, 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 as Rick Santelli likes to say. And coming up, on the 17th, you've got Q1 GDP. If that prints above 7%, a lot of people think that could really force the BSP's hand and push them to raise interest rates, finally start to raise interest rates at their next meeting, which comes up just 2 days later on the 19th. We spoke with Ben Diokno over the weekend, and he's insisting, look, he still has time before he has to pull the trigger. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree that BSP can wait at this stage and, stay patient. Inflation is high on a headline basis, but if you take out energy and food, core is much lower. It's edging up a little bit, but it's only still at 2.4. So I think that's what really matters for BSP, because that's what they sort of see as a sign of whether second round effects are, feeding through. Absent that, I think there's no real reason for them to raise rates, because obviously higher interest rates did not solve higher fuel prices or higher food prices. So I think BSP will be a little bit patient. I don't think they'll be hiking rates this month. Maybe June is live. That's a possibility if we see some signs of core inflation picking up. But obviously that's not clear at this stage. So we'll have to wait.
Yeah, understood. I mean, Ben Diokno was telling us that, look, this whole supply-side inflation surge the Philippines is seeing is not a job for monetary policy, implying that, look, it's more the fiscal side which is going to have to bear the burden, and which brings us full circle back to the elections and the prospect of Marcos Jr. Becoming the president. And people are starting to see, and they're starting to get nervous about ghosts, right, of his father and his father's legacy of profligate deficit spending at a time when the Philippines is already carrying twin deficits on the fiscal side as well as on the current account side. How concerned should we be?
Yeah, Martin, that's a great question. So I think the issue is, there will always be some of that baggage being brought up against Marcos. But I think the problem is he hasn't been able to address them very clearly and decisively in basically saying that these things are not going to be an issue when he becomes president. For example, cabinet appointments, I think, is going to be key, because obviously there's a lot of fears about crony capitalism coming back, as you alluded to earlier. But even at this stage of the campaign, we don't have any clear idea in terms of who are the main people that he could choose from, in particular the economic team. Right, so the finance department or the head of NEDA, these things are still very clear at this stage. So it's not as reassuring as you would have thought for a guy who's kind of facing all of these allegations and kind of markets having a lot of these concerns.
Hi, I'm Emily Tan, and thanks for watching CNBC. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks for watching.